Hi everybody, Amber Long, coming to you from my garage again. I'm going to give you a body weight circuit today, something you can do when you're short on time. So 15-20 minutes is all you have to work out. You can pop this thing in there and get a nice workout for your day. On the weekends, maybe when you don't have access to some of the gym space that you might typically have access to while traveling. So maybe you're going to hit the slopes one day and you're up in the mountains and you want to get a quick workout in. I know you do. All these things can be really nice applications for a quick little body weight circuit. So no equipment necessary. I'm going to use a bench as an option, which you can always supplement with a chair or a couch that you might have at your disposal. So the goal of this circuit is to get some strength training in, so body weight strength training, and also give you a little bit of a metabolic boost. So we'll get some cardiovascular activity in there as well. The way the circuit will work, there's 8 exercises that you will do, your choice, 2 or 3 rounds. Each basic exercise will be performed for a certain amount of time. So you can also choose that based on where you're at right now with your fitness goals and where you want to go. So the great thing about that is you can start kind of on the shorter end of work duration and then progress yourself to a longer duration as you get stronger or more fit and these exercises start to become easy. So perhaps you start with a 30-second interval. That means that you perform work for 30 seconds and maybe you rest for 30 seconds. That's what we would call a 1-to-1 ratio, equal parts work and equal parts rest. When that becomes a little bit easy for you, you might increase the work to about 45 seconds and still keep your 30-second rest. As that becomes easy, maybe you keep your 45-second rest and then keep your 45-second work and then decrease your rest to about 15 seconds. So that becomes a 1-to-3 ratio. So you can kind of play around with that as you go. Today, I'm just going to show you a few repetitions of every exercise so you can then start where you would like. The first exercise today will be a glute bridge. So we did this also in the warm-up if you've been using that. We'll start on the ground and I'll give you some progressions or options on that exercise. So feet flat on the ground, option 1 is just lift your hips up towards the sky. Engage the belly, squeeze the glutes, feel strong there. If you'd like, take away a point of contact and then take the hands up to the sky. Great option to increase or move a little farther down the spectrum. Another option might be to place both hands on the floor and then one foot towards the sky and just lift up into a single leg glute bridge. If you're really feeling great, you could take that and add the hand away challenge as well. Another choice might be to scoot towards the edge of a bench. Try to get to a space where you've got a 90-degree angle from hips to knees, and then your ankles are parallel. From there, you can take both feet, lift up towards the sky. Same progressions that we did on the floor could apply here on the bench. Now you'll just feel that your range of motion is a little bit higher or a little bigger. So those glute bridges will be your first exercise. Then we'll rock and roll, come on up to a seated position. I'm going to turn around and find myself ready for a push-up and Superman exercise. So I can do this on my knees to begin with. I'll come down to the mat. I'm going to lift up my chest, keep my toes on the ground, come back down and press up. Inhale, lower, open, exhale, press. Lift, open the chest, engage the back. That's a nice kneeling option. If you'd like a little more, you can go from a full push-up down to the mat, lift up, same exercise, just progressing to the toes. So here we're working the chest and the back. So lots of stuff going on there. We're going to still stay down onto the mat here for our next exercise, which is a bird dog. We'll find a nice parallel position with hands right under shoulders, knees right under hips. We're going to take the left hand and extend it straight up and extend the right leg back. We'll inhale, come back to center. Exhale, switch and center. We'll keep our eyes forward, maybe towards the edge of our mat, so we keep our neck aligned. We'll try to shine both of our shoulders straight to the ground and both of our hips stay square to the earth as well. So that's called the bird dog exercise. We'll then stand up for our next exercise. You've seen this one before many times, the squat. So lots of options, hands on our thighs to begin with, maybe hands forward, maybe hands over our shoulders, maybe hands behind our head. Wherever we're at, we're just going to keep moving. You can change your pace, go a little slower if you like. Maybe you'll play around with holding the bottom position and then standing up. All options. We're then going to move to a lunge. Reverse lunges, stepping back, step forward, similar to what you did in your warm-up. Maybe now you're getting a little lower, you're feeling more comfortable, and you're ready to go. If you'd like to increase the challenge there, you might make it a split lunge, jumping between each actual lunge. Always a choice. The next one helps if we have some kind of marker. Maybe it's your yoga mat. Maybe it's a couple of cups that might give you a distance to aim for. We're going to start with stepping to the side. And that might be where we stay. We can just do a nice little side step, stepping as wide as we can. And maybe if we'd like to jump, we can go 1 foot at a time, making it a little more aggressive. Maybe we'll reach towards the earth to make it even bigger. And then finally, we might choose to take the hands over the head and increase the intensity. All our choices, all our options. Pick the one that's best for you. All right, so the next one is called a squat jack. Again, lots of choices here. I'm going to start with the lowest impact option and then progress to a higher impact or intensity option. So step to side, reach to the ground, come center. Step to side, reach to the ground, come center. So we're taking the impact away here. If that's good, it feels awesome, we might choose to take both feet out and in, out and in. Of course, we're looking to hit the floor, hopefully on every repetition in the long run, all right? So lots of choices. Then finally, your favorite and mine, the burpees coming up. So we're gonna use our bench as an option again today. I like to first place hands on the bench, hips sink back, weight travels into our heels. We'll step 1 foot back and then the other for a plank position. 1 foot forward, sit and stand. Sit, step, 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 and stand. Another option here, sit, plank, sit, and stand. Sit, plank, sit, and stand. So again, you can do that at home on your couch or a chair, whatever you have at your disposal. I'm going to show you a couple options on the ground as well. So one way that I like to get into a burpee is to first try a lunge burpee. So hands come down to the thighs, athletic stance. Take left hand, the left foot down and back. Come back to a squat, stand up, switch, step, step, and raise. So squat, lunge, squat, stand, squat, lunge, squat, stand. Those are great. If you want a little more, turn up the intensity. Squat, hands down, plank, squat, stand. Squat, hands down, plank, squat, stand. If you want even a little bit more, I'm going to turn it up one more time. This time hands go straight to the ground, belly to the floor, all the way down. Exhale, come on up to a squat, stand, and you can always choose to jump. So I'll do that one more time because I'm running out of breath. Come on down to the floor, up, and jump. So lots of options there on that burpee. Know that this bench can be there to help you in a variety of exercises. So if there's a day where you need a little assistance in your squats, maybe you'll find a bench. Same positioning of our feet. We just use the bench as guidance to make sure, 1, we travel weight through our heels. 2, we protect our knees. 3, we keep our chest up. So all options to make the squat a little bit more comfortable. All options to make things like the burpee a little more comfortable, okay? Main goal here is to find the variation of the exercise that suits you, but also challenges you as you do it now. Maybe it means that you'll progress to a higher intensity for only a few repetitions and then come back to the one that you're most comfortable with. But find that edge. Find that space where you feel a little bit uncomfortable. On a scale of 1 to 10, that's probably like a 7 or an 8. A 5 is more like something you could do for a long period of time, but wouldn't feel particularly stressed. It'd be kind of intense in terms of your heart rate or your breath rate, but not super, super uncomfortable. So as you're going through this workout, I challenge you to push past that just a little bit. So as you're setting up your circuit, just to review, pick an adequate amount of work. Somewhere between 30 and 45 seconds is what I would recommend to begin with, and then pick an adequate amount of rest. Somewhere between 10 to 30 seconds is probably what I'd recommend to begin with. And then also, or last, pick how many rounds you would like to do. Put that in your mind before you start so that you have a goal in mind. Maybe today it's 2 rounds. Maybe 2 weeks from now it's 3 rounds. Maybe 6 weeks from now it's 4 rounds. Again, this is a quick workout. So if you kind of do the math on what you do for work and what you do for rest, it's generally around 8 minutes. So how many rounds you do depends on how much time you have available. So pick what works for best for you, and I think that you'll find success. So again, my name is Amber Long. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can hit me up on my email or find me in my office. Hope you have a fantastic day, and let's get to work.